Tonight, there is disquiet, anxiety and uncertainty within the police service. Over 1,000 police constables who graduated after 2016 claim they have never been paid according to their ranks of graduate police constables. Our investigations unit has been on this story for days, and it is turning out that no one, not even the Police Service Commission, is aware of these drastic changes effected in 2016 and which have led to a number of officers contemplating resignation. Here now is our crime and investigations reporter Brian Obuya with the lead, the animal farm.
Steer clear of evils such as corruption that has dented the image of this service and which we are determined to restore to its rightful glory.
This is no job, therefore, for the faint-hearted. Security of our people and their property is now in your hands, and that is a heavy responsibility.
KTN News will not reveal the identities of these police officers. Others like them have been dismissed, victimized or died under unclear circumstances over what they knew or talked about. These are graduate police constables, men and women who have invested in a good education which, according to them, is supposed to help improve the quality of services delivered by the police. However, what they are going to talk about is the latest in the wider controversy that has marred the police service tasked with protecting life and property.
And we feel very much discriminated because of what has been happening since 2016, later than 2016. Because after you've graduated, you will update your file with the documents from the university. And what they do is they have to verify by writing letters to the respective universities to verify whether the certificates are genuine. So later than 2016, the job group has never changed. We are supposed to change from job group F to job group J, and they stopped, saying that we are waiting for some policies of which we've never seen.
The National Police Service Charter is very clear. One of it says it wants the National Police Service to be professional and a world-class police service. And we wonder. And I think the team of the graduate police officers are the one to achieve this mandate. And they're the best placed. But it's unfortunate that they are not recognized, they're not appreciated. And there's sort of variation and discrimination where some officers are paid and others are not paid, and both have the same qualification. And when it comes, when it comes to academics, there's nothing like an NCO or a constable. Both are graduates, and they should be accorded the same treatment.
As early as the beginning of this year, the police service had received numerous threats of mass exits from officers who felt they were being undermined. The National Police Service Commission had effected salary adjustments for police officers, adjustments which have mainly affected graduate police constables and were still those disabled in the line of duty, adjustments which will see a significant reduction of salaries, in worst cases up to a drop of some 24,000.
So far, they gave a list of only the paid graduates, and we don't know about the unpaid graduates because we are more than 1,000. And we also feel that maybe our skills are still more important. Yeah, just like the same with the paid graduate.
Here is what you need to know. This story is dating back to 1995. Parliament at the time passed a motion to upgrade the salaries of police officers. The motion was to improve the pay for graduates. The preview was welcomed and put into force by the then Internal Security Minister, Jackson Kalweo. Kalweo directed that graduates were to earn like other civil servants for 2 years, after which they should be promoted. And as expected, this motivated police officers to seek admission into universities to enhance their education for better pay. But what has now greatly caused disaffection at Jogoo House and Vigilance House is the 2016 directive that stopped police officers who had gone to school from updating their files for salary increment. In ordinary circumstances, a police officer will move from Job Group F to Job Group J after graduating and receiving a certificate. A copy of that certificate will be kept in the police officer's file as proof that they have advanced their studies, and thus their salaries are also reviewed. But the National Police Service chose to abruptly terminate that procedure, instead announcing that files will no longer be updated even after the officer has graduated from university. With that, it was understood that the National Police Service will no longer increase salaries of graduate police officers.
We graduated from the university, different universities, and you realize there is part of the graduates who are earning more than any other graduate than other graduates. There is like a number of graduates, like 1,000 graduates, who are earning in job group F, where they earn as least as 21 or 22,000 shillings, and the other part of graduates, they paid, they call graduate police constables. They earn 40,000 to 45,000 as their basic salary, and we don't have a clear picture why this happened, because all of a sudden we realized there was a signal that came that wanted people who graduated from the university from the year 2016 to date, not to update their files with their certificates. We don't know the reasons, we don't know what happened in the way, because we realize the policy is the same policy that we are using. There is no change of policy, because we realize a policy will not change overnight. It changes with time. So we wanted to know exactly what's happening with the National Police Service, because there is no one certificate that is important than any other.
While asking Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i to intervene, KOTU Secretary General Francis Atwoli has termed the move as the first step towards intimidation of the servicemen, designating the decision as illegal and against international and local labor laws.
When we inquired as KOTU, we were told that the structures, the police management, they were working on the structures to absorb those police officers with degrees, and soon they will be reinstated. So I would appeal to Kamludi, who is the chair, to make sure that these officers who went to school using their own money are reinstated to the payroll, and they are paid as per their academic qualifications, because most of them went to recognized universities, and you cannot deny them their rights, and they still want to work for the police force. So that is our appeal as a labor movement, that let Kamrud and his team look into it seriously and make sure these officers are restored and taken back to their respective positions, and on the with new salary structures they were promised.
KTN News Crime and Investigations Unit has established the magnitude of the difference in salary of the police constables who have not gained higher education and that of officers who have attained a degree. The difference between the graduate police constables receiving a pay equivalent to their education versus their colleagues who are now languishing in poverty after spending hundreds of thousands of shillings on university degrees is running into tens of thousands. This payslip, which our investigations unit has obtained from the Government Human Resource Information System, is a random copy that belongs to one of the thousands of graduate police officers who are among those enjoying the benefits of advancing their education. From it, this graduate police constable is earning 41,110 shillings as basic salary. The officer is further entitled to a house allowance of 10,000 shillings and a police or prisons allowance of 11,000 Kenya shillings. the end, before the repayment of loans and statutory reductions, the officer therefore earns 61,110 shillings. From another graduate police officer, his university education has since been degraded by the National Police Service Commission. A legit payslip in our possession shows that the graduate constable earns 24,110 shillings as basic salary. He gets a house allowance of 3,000 shillings and a police allowance of 9,000 shillings, bringing the total earnings to 38,110 shillings. And after all the requisite deductions, which include a police circle loan recovery of 5,142 shillings and a bank loan recovery of 15,000 shillings, the officer, who represents hundreds of others, makes a payment of over 28,000 shillings in deductions. This July payslip shows that the officer took home just 9,149 shillings as salary. But the backbone of a simmering bad blood in the police service is the bitter fact that there are police officers with the same education background, same experience in the service, and same designation doing the same job, the same way, but earning differently. They are earning differently because by the time the National Police Service was capping any further updating of files, they were yet to receive their academic certificates from their respective universities.
This came to an end in 2016 under unclear circumstances because there's no clear communication. You see, and even if a policy is to be if to be changed, we need a clear communication. And we are human. We are human. First of all, we have families. We have our needs, and somebody cannot decide one day, wake up and decide a policy is going to be changed without consulting. And the regulations, there are many regulations about employment, employees. You cannot adjust somebody's salary.
It's just told us the commission will decide on our vet. There was a situation whereby there are a group of people who graduated like in September 2016. And you realize some institutions takes almost 3 months, 4 months so that their certificates are out. And some institutions like Kenya MKU and Kenyatta University, they take a week so that their certificates are released. So you realize there's a person like he graduated in December 2016. That certificate came out after a week. And there's a person who graduated in September from Moi University and the certificate came out in January, February. So you see there's a disparity, there's a discrimination of the highest order.
But we find now, someone who is being paid, we are having the same rank, constable, and we are having the same qualification. So you'll find that he or she is mocking us. Yeah, we are being mocked in our offices, we are being mocked in our working places. So we are not comfortable because they are talking of our lesser degrees. So we are wondering whether we have a lesser degree than any other degree. In fact, we are wondering why, because all of us, most of us, because our degrees were verified, and most of us, we went to recognized universities in this Republic of Kenya. So our job is becoming so hard to execute.